Good afternoon. This is Richard Chang with the Sativa segment, episode 38. We are here live with Travis Neal, which I first of all want to show that he gave me this really snazzy shirt from the dispensary, the Cannabis Dispensary, which we will talk about. But before we get started, I'd like to say that this episode is fueled by Cholson M&A Advisors. It's a local business brokerage firm focused on middle market and lower middle market sell-side brokerage services. If you want to know a little bit more about it, you can find Cholson M&A on LinkedIn. Travis, hey, welcome.
Hey.
How's it going? Yeah,
Good, very good.
Well, thanks for the gift, buddy. This is nice.
Get some swag,
and you also, in the process, gave me some stickers.
Yeah.
This is one hell of a logo there.
That's an awesome logo, yeah. Great shop.
All right, man. Well, you know, we haven't known each other that long.
Yeah.
But I feel like in the short amount of time that we have known each other, we've gotten to know each other pretty well. Just because of the frequency of our meetings and our phone calls, I've gotten to know you.
I feel like I learn people fast or get to know people very quickly.
Yeah. And you kind of have that personality to where it's easy to talk to you. But, you know, we're here to talk about your business, which is the Cannabis Shop Dispensary. Before we get there, you know, why don't we get to, you know, ask each other a few questions that we don't already know. So my understanding is that you grew up here in Texas.
Yes. Yeah. Grew up here in Texas. I was born in Virginia. Unfortunately, I'm not Texas born, but was here since two on. I've been in Texas.
Okay.
And I grew up in Coppell, actually, went to elementary school. And then it was Plano and went to a little college in Austin, Houston, and then came back to Dallas. So really been in Dallas the whole time.
Yeah, I went to high school in Plano. Or not Plano West, but I went to Plano East.
Plano East? Okay, there you go. And my wife also went to senior high, so we've both been kind of right here.
Really?
So, which is crazy.
Back in my day, senior high was the West.
That's right. No, it's like 10, 11, and then...
Yeah.
Or sorry,
it's
9,
11,
10,
12.
And 11, 12.
Yeah. So we were like, you know, the poor side.
The poor side, yeah. He still has a reputation, sorry. No,
I know. So I guess, you grew up here, and then my understanding is that you got into insurance at some point, right?
Did auto finance actually, just had some people I knew who were starting their own company. It's called Scopos Financial, kind of a contender with Santander, if you know Santander.
I know Santander.
It was, subprime auto loans. So people who can't get a loan, bad credit, 24% interest rate.
I have a friend who works there. She hates her job, I think.
We all did. And I did that for 4 years and then went to Liberty Mutual, did insurance, and I loved it actually, and did claims from auto claims, then BI litigation claims. At the end, I got into some underwriting and did excess insurance, and that was super fun. And then I, just got into the cannabis shop and the cannabis industry, and it's changed my life since. Been doing it for 2.5, 3 years now.
Yeah, that's not very long.
No, short time. But your ties to the legacy market has been a little bit longer than 2 to 3 years. Yes, and just segue into how I got into the real cannabis shop stuff is I did. The legacy market. And
you have some ties there.
I help people out with their, medicinal things they needed on the street. And from there, like my guy, he introduced me to the cannabis shop dispensary owners. He actually knew the franchise owners very well. He was actually going to get his own store. It actually fell through and it didn't work out. And that's when I was talking to him, just because I was so interested. I just wanted to know about it because I was just love everything about it. And I just hit it off with the owners, and it was just great. And once I hit it off with them, and again, my guys who I met him through, his store really didn't, work out and didn't fall through. And I was like, hey, I'm kind of interested in that if it's still open. And then we just started talking, and it went from there.
Okay. Now, it's not uncommon for people to go into franchise arrangements. However, not everybody goes into a franchise arrangement in the cannabis industry.
Yeah.
How did you make that leap and say, hey, I'm going to buy into this franchise? And particularly, why this franchise?
And I looked into CBD Pros and American Shaman and just some of their structures. Obviously, I didn't know the owners of those, but you can get a lot of information online. And with this one, I feel it already had a grasp on the customer base and on the just their name was already out there. I think before I signed on with them, it was maybe They had like 10 to 9 stores. I was like their 10th store. And now
You're in the Grand Prairie store.
Grand Prairie store, yes. Grand Prairie owned.
And let's make that known. He's in the Grand Prairie store.
Grand Prairie, right next to Six Flags. Yes. It's on 360 by Chaps Burgers. And only go to that store. But
that's right. That's right.
And but with this franchise, again, they were already known. They already had people. And what's nice about this cannabis shop I found is they go to all the same stores. Like, so they'll try the Carrollton location. They'll try the 2 Plano locations. Then they'll go to the Hearst location. And I got really lucky with being an owner operator. I was there kind of building a foundation. I think we can get into that later. But because of that, I kind of already had customers they were going to go to my store right when I opened because of the name. So I think the name was huge for this franchise.
And we'll circle back to that because I do want to talk about the franchise process and everything you saw, experienced. But, you know, as you're transitioning from insurance to being an entrepreneur, I mean, there had to be some discussions and some talks internally with your business partners, with your advisors. Tell me a little bit about what those discussions were like, and how did you make that leap?
Yeah, and a lot of it, I did have just an awesome shout out to my wife. She was very supportive, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to quit my job and do this." You know, and she was like, "You're crazy. You shouldn't do this." But after, again, speaking to the franchise owners and then my partner, and I really just had to convince them that this is an amazing industry, and there's some money to be made in this industry, and a lot of people that are doing it even now they're just making mistakes and they're not doing it correctly. And if you do a few things just even above average, you know, from everybody else, it far sets you apart from everybody. And I think that's why I've been so successful. But to your question, I just had to really convince my partner, who was kind of more of the financial part of it. I just said, like, we can easily do this. Like, this is an awesome industry that's just growing, that's just starting. And that was kind of my sell and my rationale. And let's just do this. Let's try it because it's only going up right now. Yeah, no, it's your business is really taken off. But let's talk a little bit about the franchise process. When you approached the cannabis shop dispensary, what was that conversation like, and how did they present you with an opportunity with engaging with them to open up to become a franchisee? And what were the discussions on your obligations as a franchisee? Yeah, so like it was very interesting because, again, I had never done anything like this before, very corporate only. And I was almost having to sell myself to them, like, hey, I really want this franchise, because they kind of have to agree and take you on. And at the same time, they were showing me their models of their current stores. Like, this is our margins, this is how much this store makes, this is this location at this square footage, all the data. And getting into it, I was like, there's no way this is real, because the numbers and margins were just unbelievable compared to regular businesses. And as we were talking and going through, again, just the numbers, the financials, I was just getting more and more convinced, like, we got to do this. We need to do this. And as I was having those conversations, kind of like you, I'm able to just connect with people fast. Like, maybe you've known someone for a year. I've only known them for 6 months. I might be closer to them in that 6 months. It's crazy. So because of that, I think these guys, the franchise owners, still friends with them, do business with them separate from the industry even. And they just kind of really liked me. And I think that really helped me just speed up the process. One, they helped me with the location. And that was the biggest part when I said, okay, here's the franchise fee. Like, they started to get to work and got the licenses, and they got, my location, and we talked to the building owner, made sure it was okay, compliance-wise, city, state, and et cetera. And it was very fast-tracked once, we kind of both liked each other, I guess. So with the franchise fee, how far in advance did you have to pay that franchise fee? And as part of the franchise fee, it's not really just to use the license itself or the name. It sounds like there was some assistance along the way. Yes, and even now. So, like, with the franchise fee, I don't know if I can say the amount or if I should. But that's up to you, between you and your franchisor. I mean, you may have to ask my partner Chelsea Spencer on that. That's right. No, yeah, Attorney Chelsea. No, once I did pay the initial fee, and it was negotiable, and I did speak to them about that, but they immediately started getting the location, and really you needed to get your grocery permit, because you are selling maybe edibles that you actually ingest. So you have the grocery permit. I think you have to have a fire, inspection. And just the main one, of course, is your hemp retail license, and they literally just apply for that for you and stuff. And once you have all those licenses, and then in your location, you get a business in a box. I mean, you get a fully inventoried store. They gave me POS systems, merchant processors that I have, their cell phone if something happens, anything. Because again, I was new, and franchisees, I think they do help you a lot with this franchise, at least.
Well, let's be honest. The more you succeed, the more they succeed.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Right?
So it's only beneficial.
They don't want you to not succeed.
Correct. Yeah. They set you up for success. Definitely.
Right. And so it sounds like with the grocery permit and the fire permit, that's in the municipality level.
Correct.
And
the city.
Of course, the hemp consumable good retail license, that's at the state level with DSHS. Yes. What other type of costs were associated with getting this started other than the franchise fee?
That was, pretty much it. I'm trying to think, other than maybe I'm just, insurance background. I got like extra insurance I did myself that they, of course, don't account for. They do set you up with your initial guest-based products of just a fully inventoried store from all SKUs, from pre-rolls to flour to edibles, mushrooms, everything. But I maybe bought some additional products that maybe I wanted in there, more CBD stuff, maybe non-psychoactive stuff for those clients. But other than that, they give you, they really set you up with that initial fee. You're kind of ready to go.
And just to be clear, your business, it is a retail store.
Yeah, physical brick and mortar.
It's physical brick and mortar. It's B2C.
Yes.
You have patrons that come in. By the way, beautiful store. I've been to it.
Yes.
All your products are in a glass case. It's all jazzed out,
and that's what I like about this dispensary. They based it. These guys are from California originally, and I think they did this in Nevada, and then they moved to Texas, and they said Texas is going to eventually be the California, whatever, the known state to really do this, even when it gets converted, hopefully, to medical. But what's nice about them is they based it off of that California dispensary vibe. So like you have just a lot of products, and it's just lights and sensory overload, and it's a lot of fun in there, and you try to make it almost a experience, if you will, as well as buying products at the same time.
So how much leeway do you have in terms of the types of products that you have in there versus maybe some products that's prohibited under your agreements? Because it sounds like they load up your store with inventory, but then you're able to add on additional products into your store. I guess help me understand how much freedom you have.
Yeah, I have really a lot of creative control. Almost total creative control. I think the only proviso that they have for caveat in their franchise agreement is they do want you to buy a percentage of their flour from them. Of their dry flour.
Really?
Yes. So they have their own kind of, farms and everything in California, their own system in place, where, it's all COA and compliant and everything like that. But they want that because I think that's a huge generator, obviously, for them to feed all their stores of their own kind of almost source of flour.
Does the packaging on their products, does it say the cannabis
that bag I just gave you? Yeah, that has everything on there, and and QR
so
codes,
it's essentially
comes in that sealed and good to go.
Got it. Okay, so as a franchisee, you're obligated to buy a certain amount of their products.
Correct. I can still go to other suppliers, definitely, but they do, of course, like you to go through them.
Right. Well, it promotes their brand in your store.
It's only good. It's good for everybody. It helps everybody. I am just one. I do like to I like to try other people, and like you said, when they give you that first start of products, as we're talking to some of the legality and the changes of the laws and how those challenges. A lot of them are product related. Yeah. So you'll get a product that's testing hot or not in the compliance rules of the percentages that it's supposed to be allowed, and you got to take them off your shelf or you got to get rid of them. And what the franchise fee and franchise helps you is sometimes they'll get word of that quicker than, say an official or, somebody coming in or somebody doing state or city compliance. So that's been just the challenge with some of the products is you got to really make sure your testing and your COAs, your test lab results are on every product and they're correct. So you can, be compliant and stay open essentially. Okay. And they help you with that as well.
So it sounds like, and we both know that there are a lot of independent shops. There's in the DFW area in Texas. But it sounds like one of the benefits of being a franchisee and deciding on a franchise model is that you have like some protocols, you have some you know, you have a playbook, right? You have a playbook, and
Definitely.
you have a known brand that you can buy into, the cannabis shop dispensary. And do you feel like that brand helps you sell your products?
I do, because just the name. It is an amazing name because it literally has the word cannabis. Of course, we literally don't sell cannabis. We can't say the word cannabis almost in the store. It's hemp, it's flower, it's not cannabis. But that name alone, it turns heads. It's an attention getter. At the very beginning, I did some marketing. I don't have to anymore. It's organic now. But you just see the Cannabis Shop Dispensary on your page, or you're scrolling, and those kind of directed marketing ads, it just brings them in instantly. So the name is huge itself, just the name.
Yeah. And you mentioned, and I know this because, quite frankly, I'm working with you on a few things. But you mentioned earlier that you're doing things differently than your competitors, which make you more profitable.
Yeah.
And I know that. But tell me about what exactly you're doing that's different than your other competitors. And if there's some secret sauce,
No. I'll give you a little secret sauce for free. First one's free, right?
Yeah.
But the main thing, and what's good about this franchise is, again, they're all known, and people do try that same store. So they'll try my location, they'll try a different location. Yeah. But the first year, I was just learning, and I didn't know, I wasn't doing everything they were doing that first year, and I wasn't open Sundays at all. And I was only open 6 days a week.
You're still not open Sundays.
No, I am now. Yeah,
you are now?
I am now.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
I was just very football guy, and I was like, I want my Sundays. But and I was like, I'm making money. I need to just open Sundays. But that full year, I wasn't. And what happened is a lot of people would go to my store, locked. They're all pissed. So they go to another cannabis shop that is open on Sunday.
Yeah.
And it's more expensive. They get no customer service. So it was almost a benefit to me to be closed, because then they came up to us the next day on Monday and said, man, that cannabis shop was dirty. It was horrible. They treated me like crap. They didn't hook me up, and like the big difference is customer service. I mean, you have good guys in there that are peppy, they're happy, they're selling, and they're not just like selling to make a profit. Like, they're trying to help you. They're saying like, what's your tolerance? What do you need? Are you needing to sleep? Do you have anxiety? Don't take a pill, take this. And it's just the little bit of customer service is huge. That's the free secret sauce. There's other things coupled with that, obviously. But that's, the main thing is
the freebie that you're giving is good enough.
I mean, that's all you got to do. It's that easy.
But what about your financials? I mean, how are you maintaining? How are you becoming a profitable business, which you are?
From the start,
you're very profitable. But how are you achieving some of your financial benchmarks to be as successful as you are?
And again, a lot of it is not to just toot my own horn, but I'm just good with.
This is why we're on here.
I am amazing. I am awesome. Yes, but I'm really good at just establishing those rapport, relationships with these suppliers. And when you get a main flower supplier, edible supplier, and you just have that relationship with them, they're not used to that. I'm learning. They're used to guys, hey, I need this. It's quick. It's done. Sometimes they won't even talk to them. I'm old school. I like to get them on the phone every time I make an order. That's just, usually they have a platform and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh no, I'm old school. I make up a big spiel. No, I need to talk to you when I make an order. And because of that, they give me these discounts. They help me out, or they like, hey, they're promoting their own, like they have another supplier or somebody else. And it's just through my, I guess, talking with my people and making those relationships. I think that's why they give me these discounts and help me out. Obviously, that then gives you more margin and you're making more money. And I'm big on switching suppliers. Like if I'm buying from you and we're doing good, people are liking it. Sure, I'll still try something new. And I'm always moving. I'm always trying. Let's try this. Let's try this. Oh, people are liking this. They're not liking that. And if you're adapting and moving and checking everything compliance wise, also I think that's given me a leg up than people having the same stuff. Their customers are bored of it, and you got to change it up sometimes. And I think no other shops that I know of are changing it up as frequently as I
am. So what is your best seller?
Bestseller.
Yeah, what is your best seller in your store?
Really the flower. The flower is...
The pre-rolls?
The just dry weight flower.
Really?
Yeah,
dry weight flower.
Dry weight is just, it's probably 50% of my total sales.
And where do you get your dry flower?
I'm 50-50. 50 with the franchise, and then 50 with, my secret sauce people. I'm not going to give them.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just really just my two flower connections. As far as an actual product, I'll give a shout out to Modern Hemp Co., I believe it's called. And they have these pre-rolls, just 1 gram pre-rolls, and those are selling like hotcakes. They're great. And there's another pre-roll with hash in the middle. It's just a concentrated form, hash plus flour on the outside. And I think those are from Dozo. And again, we're selling, 10 packs a day, coming to 3. It's just, they're selling crazy, super fast.
And so, okay, so you have a couple of go-to products. It sounds like you're financially very sound. Do you have any internal SOPs that you've been implementing, or do you have any internal protocols that you've created for yourself? And I'm going somewhere with this.
Okay. Maybe with my team. Like I have like actual policies and procedures on paper. I have a little bit of like really sales, I'll call them spiels. Okay. Like if someone's coming in, and this is, again, I think that sets me apart, is just explaining how this is legal, and explaining cannabinoids to somebody, and like, what is a sativa versus an indica? What is all that? And I have those written down for my people. So when you have someone who is wanting to get a little bit more knowledge before they buy something, it makes them more comfortable. They're going to spend more money usually, and then they trust you because you kind of humanize them and just almost connect with them during that sale. But that's, I guess, what I have in place is some of those spiels, paragraphs that I have them learn.
So you may not have formalized SOPs, but you have formalized or routine practices that you've implemented.
Yeah.
Okay. And where I'm going with all this is, and you feel free to tell the world, although you've been wildly successful at doing this, you're looking at another venture. And because you're looking at another venture, you kind of want to sell this business.
I do.
Because it's profitable.
And I'm only wanting to sell, like I'm in a win-win situation. We're doing great. We're making money. It's awesome. We're growing still. And, but like we're on that up curve, and that's kind of, it's, I think it's just beneficial if I could sell. And again, I am looking at kind of almost 2 other ventures right now that one is in this realm, one isn't. And I think that's going to be the new thing. I don't know if we want to talk about that or anything, but
we can. Listen, I always
or
tell
do we keep it for us so me and you can?
Yeah, we'll talk about it behind closed doors too. But listen, I always tell people this is my show. You can drop as many F-bombs as you want on here.
Okay.
You can talk about anything you want. So let me wrap my head around this. You want to sell your business. What have you learned along the way as you're prepping to sell? What has that process been like with the mindset and the process and the procedure and some of the other help that you've gotten along the way? What's that journey been like? Because you just went on the market not too long ago. It's only been a couple of months.
No. Yeah, it's very, very recent. It's But I've learned a lot from those. Just speaking with you and with your brokerage firm and everything, and it's really about just seeing exactly what you have. What's your tangible, just your assets, on paper, not on paper. Really, you draw out exactly what you have. And that almost convinced me, shit, I shouldn't sell this thing. Right. But at the same time, you're like, I could maybe get a very, if you get a guy who's wanting to make some money,
it's a catch-22, right? Because you do have such good cash flow, maybe you don't want to sell. But at the same time, if something happens and it drops, and you could have sold it when the market was hot, and your business was great, and you have a strong exit, then that's the other side of it.
And I know I haven't been in there long, but I feel I have the sauce now and know what to do to make one again, to do my own franchise, or to go into the other ventures and stuff. So if I did have that quick, capital, coming in, I could, do 2 or 3 at the same time, and be way more profitable. So that's really my only real reason. Like everybody else is and everybody's saying to me, like, just keep it. You're doing great. But I feel like I can make it even more if I was able to sell it,
Now there is something that's pressing a little bit that may incentivize you to sell as well. Right. And we're talking about some of the legal changes that's coming down the pipeline, which it's still, there are some other factors. We have midterm elections that could be a factor. We could have some other bills that could override and buy us some more time, because there have been bills that's been filed to essentially delay the implementation of
the ban or regulation,
the THC ban for hemp products, and it's a 13-word law, right? That was passed last year, and so hopefully we'll buy some more time. I'm actually pretty hopeful I don't know about you, but I'm actually pretty hopeful they will buy it some more time.
I really have heard just a lot of good news from you, from my, the how I met you. I don't know if we could tell them. Chelsea Spencer.
Feel free to share anyone.
So this guy literally is an attorney by day and a Batman broker by night. It's unbelievable. And I met him through
bat phone.
Yes, I mean I call him and he's ready. And more Adam West than Christian Bale, but But anyway, just meeting you, and I feel like I've learned so much just from just talking to you on the broker side. Like I love that. I can't believe you do that on the side as an attorney as well. Like that's amazing to me that you're able to.
Thanks. I mean, thanks for the kind words, but yeah, it was kind of an easy transition, because I am I'm an M&A attorney at heart with dealing with highly regulated industries such as healthcare and cannabis. And so helping you on the brokerage side was, it became second nature. Because on the attorney side, you're having to do all the heavy lifting. And quite frankly, the brokerage side is a little bit easier. It's a lot easier.
Right? No, I bet.
It's actually a lot easier. And I don't want to downplay that side, but it is what it is. But I've actually really enjoyed getting to know your business and seeing what the numbers look like. But I think our conversations have been very fruitful.
Yeah. And sorry about I know I squirrel tangent, but to the legality, like I have heard a lot from you, from Chelsea, my attorney, and I recently went to the Texas Cannabis Conference in Austin, and just talking to a lot of just the meet and greet, first night they have, and then they did the policy discussion afterwards, which I wasn't there for that, but everybody was saying there should be a delay, and if not, they might rewrite the Farm Bill, which would then, like you said, redefine how hemp is defined in the funding bill that kind of got slipped in there from those guys. So I am hopeful. I do think it's going to survive. There's a lot of money and a lot of pockets in this industry. And even with the looming cannabis medical side and the declassification of that, so they actually do testing, that's a slow going thing. That's not going to be in my opinion, I mean, you're the expert on the laws there, but I don't think it's going to be a quick thing. Like hemp will be here for a little while.
The reschedule thing. I mean, as far as the rescheduling, I mean, the administration signed an executive order for an expedited reschedule.
It is okay.
It is an expedited, but it doesn't seem very expedited so far. I mean, I'll be quite honest. I mean, it's supposed to be an expedited process. But it has not been
affected.
An expedited process. I personally think that the hemp market will survive. I think it'll buy us some more time. I think with more time, I think legislatures and its constituents and the general public, especially when you're a multi-billion-dollar industry, right? You're a $5 to $10 billion industry. I think this industry still has a lot of years left. But with that said, your other ventures are very interesting as well. Particularly with the, do you want to talk about it?
Yeah, we can talk about it.
With the coffee, tell me about the coffee.
No, so there's it's coffee lounges, smoking coffee lounges. I mean, where you're smoking hemp, you're able to have infused coffee. Like you can have a 10 milligram to 100 milligram coffee, just, while smoking a J. Instead of a flight of whiskey, like 3 little things, like it's a flight of J's. And you have 3 different strains, and you can rent a bong with your coffee and just smoke a bong. They prepare it for you. You have a waiting staff and everything, and rent a Volcano if you like the vaporizers that are sometimes not obtainable for everybody. They're very expensive, but go there. You can try it out. You drink your coffee, and I think that is going to be. They're going to be everywhere. The less people are drinking. These young people are not drinking. They're all smoking. No one's drinking alcohol.
Hey, I've been saying this for a long time now.
If you look at the decline.
You can see the statistics with alcohol sales, right? It's just declined in the last 5 years.
It's huge.
You go to any party, any social events, the availability of alcoholic drinks has diminished, and then you're starting to see THC drinks as a hemp beverage.
I went to my first restaurant where they had an infused drink option at the bar. I could not believe it, and I was like, it's gonna be everywhere. And if we can get on these smoking lounges, I'm telling you, they will be everywhere. Like they're gonna be allowed. I
know they've had them in California, right?
California for sure, and that's where they're, I think, huge, and where they came from, almost most prevalent. And they're trying to just copy this Amsterdam feel where you just, it's no big deal. Like it shouldn't be. You go in, you have your coffee, you have a J, you go about your day.
Well,
and that's it.
Yeah, I actually was in Amsterdam back in the mid '90s, and I remember, you know, you go to a coffee shop and they'll serve you a joint on a plate. And the joint, I kid you not, it was like this big.
No, yeah, we'll have little pinners, little dog. We call them dog walkers, just enough to walk your dog and back. Yeah, you know, and
the two big names at least at that point, there was a place called the Grasshopper. And Grasshopper was everywhere. And then the other one was the Bulldog. So there was some type of an animal theme in Amsterdam.
Oh, nice. Okay. So we'll steal that. That's good.
The two biggest chains in all of Amsterdam for the coffee lounges was
Bulldog, Grasshopper.
Grasshopper and Bulldog.
Nice. Yeah. We'll combine them. We'll just do the Grasshopper Bulldog. And,
or else you can pick like an animal that's like, what is that animal with the wings and the head of a lion? And it's like
Griffin.
The Griffin. Yeah, you should use a Griffin.
Okay. That's a mythology. I like it. I might steal that. That's good.
Yeah. No. You know, hey, so as we wrap up here, I just want to say, you know, you've run a really successful business. Is it your objective to continue in this industry, even though you're trying to sell your current business, which, for the record, is doing very well?
Yes, and yes, like I definitely will stay in the industry. Want to be in the industry. I'll have another cannabis shop maybe after that. I mean, for sure, like that. I fell in love with it, and it's only making money. You know, so I will definitely still stay in this, you know, realm, you know, again, only selling if, you know, it's like, you know, fishing right now for me. Like, you know, I'm eating right now. I'm fine. If I catch a big fish, sweet. Awesome. But, you know, I just enjoy fishing, you know, that's all it is, you know, so.
Okay. Well, we're in 2026. I guess tell the listeners what your big objectives are. And, you know, are you attending any big cannabis events?
I mean, yeah, I just did the conference one and loved the, they always do the trade show champs and I love the Alt Expo. That's one of my favorites. Yeah. Last time I went to, I think last year in Houston. Okay. And I mean, those are my main ones, but I like to almost do my own local events or almost parties that you kind of promote and you just have a huge blowout at your store. Okay. And that just brings everybody. But as far as like connecting with people and everything, really just the champs, the alt expos, any of the policy stuff that I get from either you or Chelsea on a much more professional legal side. I love those just because that's going to really be the thing that affects us. Okay. You know,
sounds good, man. Well, it was fun having this discussion with you.
No, it was great. Yeah.
So thank you for making time to come on the show, Travis. Of course. And we'll get your Grand Prairie shop sold.
Yes, go to the cannabis shop, Grand Prairie location.
That's right.
Don't go anywhere else.
All right. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.